Corpse126, now known as White Cat, is an account registered by two brothers in 2014 after finding out about Osu when the Minecraft PvP community started transitioning from Minecraft to it. And with known personalities such as Gaze McGee and Beastrol MC, Osu came White Cat. But unlike those two, he would start garnering attention for all the wrong reasons. Ever since White Cat registered in 2014, he strived to push his limits while still enjoying the game, and in the beginning he enjoyed playing no mod and almost exclusively played it. As he played more, he noticed that his aim was exponentially improving compared to his other skills. He played more and more and started climbing through the rankings, but his efforts were still not known by the community, not until he set a crazy score on an iconic map. It was the beginning of September 2016, and White Cat got number 1 on Monstratus Quaver map, which was a controversial map at the time for being almost exclusively jumps for 3.5 minutes, and because of White Cat's aim being exponentially better than his other skills, he was able to get number 1 on it. He posted his play on Reddit, and ever since then he would continue to post his scores, which consisted of mostly aim-heavy maps. As you can see from his history, since September of 2016 he started making really impressive scores at the time, and in the beginning the community congratulated him on such good scores, but slowly some people were getting suspicious. It all reached a boiling point when he FC'd Shinsaku no Shiawase wa Kochira with Easy DT and posted it on Reddit. The usual 1 to 5 comments he'd get on his score posts turned into around 80. With people calling him a cheater and discussing his legitimacy. What was especially weird about this is that his score just sprung out of nowhere, with White Cat never posting his easy scores and just suddenly seeing this extremely difficult map. White Cat defended himself, saying that he played easy for around a year on Kirby maps, but people didn't believe him. One day later he posted a live play of him FCing it again with higher accuracy. And besides people thinking that the live play was sped up and having that debunked, no one really had nothing to go off besides blind accusations. 4 hours later he would post a live play of him FCing the same map, now with DT only, and surprisingly there weren't a lot of hate comments and people were discussing his live play normally, talking about his pen grip etc. 5 days later, White Cat was restricted. Of course, with the nature of Osu support, no one but White Cat himself and the staff knew why he was restricted, which led to most people in the Osu community thinking he was cheating, when in fact he got restricted for boosting people and multi-accounting. As expected, White Cat commented on his restriction thread explaining why he got restricted, but most people didn't believe him, and so the word spread of White Cat's restriction being cheating related when it really wasn't, and that forever tarnished his reputation. From 2017 and onwards, he would start livestreaming himself playing on private servers, and he would go on to become number 1 on every major private server he played on, setting crazy scores that were up to par with the best players in the world then. He would continue to post his scores from a private server once in a while on the subreddit, but he got flamed and downvoted even though no one had any proof whatsoever that he was cheating, and when White Cat would offer a live play of the play if the score post didn't already have a live play in it. People would just stop responding or just flame for no reason. That was the case until he posted his monster live play, where the whole video looked really sped up and he was somehow able to leave the score screen without pressing a single button, which will later be proven to be a bug with Osu rather than editing done by White Cat. The speed of the video was also debunked by showing that the animation speed for notifications were the same on both White Cat's video and on a baseline video. Next weird thing was that the cursor apparently teleported from one part of the screen to another, which was also debunked by Firedigger by simply looking at White Cat's movements frame by frame. The next thing people were suspicious about was that in his Natsuki Hanabi live play, for a single frame you could see a different score screen of the same map, and that also ended up being disproven by Firedigger. Basically, whenever you alt-tab out of your game while it's full screen, The last frame gets saved, and when you tap back in, it shows the frame for a millisecond before it shows you the actual game, and it's not really noticeable unless you watch a video of it frame by frame. There were some other smaller things like his cursor being over his pen, which ended up being an encoding artifact, and bit by bit, everyone's theories and proofs were getting debunked by various members of the community who still believed that he was legit. Whitecat would go on to take a break from the Osu subreddit in 2017, only posting one live play in 2018 that was deleted due to breaking subreddit rules, and eventually stopped using Reddit altogether. It didn't matter that all the evidence of cheating was disproven, it was still downvoted by the Reddit circle jerk, and most of the community still believed he was cheating and never even got to see the original evidence get disproven. He would keep streaming on Twitch, playing on private servers and setting insane scores. There's something I didn't mention, and that's that since the day he got banned, Whitecat has tried appealing to Osu support, confessing that he boosted people, multi-accounted, and that he was sorry about it, but they either ignored him or told him that the confession he wrote wasn't sufficient. Those responses would continue to be sent out to him no matter what he said. 2019 rolled around and Whitecat would keep trying to appeal, now with the help of a player named Skill, but staff would still send the same replies or no reply at all, and it appeared that that's gonna be the case forever. 3 months before his unban, Skill suggested to him to stop streaming on private servers and admit to cheating even though he didn't, as a last-ditch effort to get him unbanned or even get a different reply from staff. And wouldn't you guess it, he got denied again. Finally, on the 22nd of September, Skill would take it into his own hands to call out the Osu support team in a series of tweets that he posted, telling the whole story of Whitecat and telling them to actually look at it, and within 10 minutes he was unbanned. A few minutes after Whitecat's unban, Peppy himself would tweet at Skill to remove his tweets regarding Whitecat's restriction because it was quote-unquote crap. Skill would call him delusional. Peppy replied back that he wants it deleted because it's been sorted, and after that, Skill removed his tweets. All that mattered in the end was that Whitecat has been finally unbanned, and his stream gathered huge amounts of viewers, peaking around 4 to 5k viewers. Whitecat immediately started farming as he was live on Twitch at the time he got unbanned, and he was able to get top 100 within hours, setting high PP scores, FCing stuff that hasn't been FC'd yet with hidden double time, etc. Within a few days he became top 10 and had his Twitch channel explode, getting an average of 3 to 4,000 concurrent viewers. While all that was happening, there was some drama on Twitter. Happystick, a former top player and a former popular Twitch streamer, would go on to voice their opinion on Whitecat's legitimacy, which attracted a lot of attention. Even Peppy chiming in to say that he wishes for him to find a trusted party that would have a verified setup he could play on to prove himself or come to a LAN. Later it would be revealed in a leaked private email that Osu support was willing to cover expenses for him traveling to a trusted party to prove his legitimacy, which he would do in the future, but if you were still suspicious, you could just tune into his live stream and watch him set 6 plays every stream with a high quality handcam and both monitors on display. An appeal email also came to light straight from Peppy himself after he tried to defend his team's decision of banning him. You can see Whitecat's exact words on his final appeal where he admitted to cheating, which if you recall was the appeal where Skill told Whitecat to admit to cheating, and claimed that this was proof of him cheating. That tweet would quickly be deleted afterwards after backlash from the community for posting a private appeal out in public. Well, now with all that drama aside, what's upcoming for Whitecat and his future on Osu? I asked him about it and he said he's planning to take Osu support's offer of them paying expenses for him to travel somewhere to verify himself, and as for plans on Osu, he mainly just wants to achieve number 2 on the global leaderboard and keep having fun. I'm interested in his future and what we can expect to see from him in the upcoming months after finally achieving the thing he has been chasing for 3 years, his unrestriction and his name wiped clean.